Hello everyone, welcome to the first presentation on object recognition. In this presentation, first we'll see the introduction, then we'll cover patterns and pattern classes. After that, we'll see recognition based on decision theoretic methods and pattern matching using minimum distance classifiers. Digital image processing include recognition of individual image regions which we call objects or patterns. The approaches to pattern recognition are divided into two principal areas, that is decision theoretic and structural. The first category deals with patterns described using quantitative descriptors such as length, area and texture. The second category deals with patterns best described by qualitative descriptors such as the relational descriptors. Recognition is the concept of learning from sample patterns. Patterns and pattern classes. A pattern is an arrangement of descriptors. The name feature is used often in the pattern recognition literature to denote a descriptor. A pattern class is a family of patterns that share some common properties. Pattern classes are denoted by omega 1, omega 2 up to omega w, where w is the number of classes. Pattern recognition by machine involves techniques for assigning patterns to their respective classes automatically and with as little human intervention as possible. Three common pattern arrangements used in practice are vectors, that is for quantitative descriptions, and strings and trees for structural descriptions. Pattern vectors are represented by bold lowercase letters such as x, y, z and take the form, that is x is equal to a single column matrix x1, x2 up to xn, where each component xi represents the ith descriptor and n is the total number of such descriptors associated with the pattern. Pattern vectors are represented as columns, that is n by 1 matrices. Hence, the following is the equivalent form of pattern vector, that is x is equal to transpose of x1, x2 up to xn, where t indicates transposition. In some applications, pattern characteristics are best described by structural relationships. For example, fingerprint recognition is based on the interrelationships of print features called minutiae. Together with their relative sizes and locations, these features are primitive components that describe fingerprint rich properties such as abrupt endings, branching, merging, and disconnected segments. Recognition problems of this type, in which not only quantitative measures about each feature but also the spatial relationships between the features determine class membership, generally are best solved by structural approaches. Here, figure 1a shows a simple staircase pattern. This pattern could be sampled and expressed in terms of a pattern vector similar to the approach used in figure B. Figure 1 is the staircase, whereas figure B is the structure coded in terms of primitives A and B to yield the string description like AB, AB, AB and so on. However, the basic structure consisting of repetitions of two simple primitive elements would be lost in this method of description. A more meaningful description would be to define the elements A and B and let the pattern be the string of symbols W is equal to dot dot AB 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 dot dot as shown in figure 1b. The structure of this particular class of patterns is captured in this description by requiring that connectivity be defined in a head-to-tail manner and by allowing only alternating symbols. This structural construct is applicable to staircases of any length but excludes other types of structures that could be generated by other combinations of primitives A and B. String descriptions adequately generate patterns of objects and other entities whose structure is based on relatively simple connectivity of primitives, usually associated with boundary shape. A more powerful approach for many applications is the use of tree descriptions. Most hierarchical ordering schemes lead to tree structures. A recognition based on decision theoretic methods. Decision theoretic approaches to recognition are based on the use of decision or discriminant functions. Let x equal to x1, x2 up to xn represent an n-dimensional pattern vector. Let W pattern classes W1, W2 up to WW. The basic problem in the decision theoretic pattern recognition is to find the W decision functions, that is d1x, d2x up to dwx, with the property that if a pattern x belongs to class Wi, then dix greater than dzx. For j equal to 1 to up to w, j is not equal to I. In other words, an unknown pattern x is said to belong to the ith pattern class if upon substitution of x into all decision functions, dix yields the largest numerical value. Ties are resolved arbitrarily. The decision boundary separating class Wi from Wj is given by values of x for which dix is equal to djx, or equivalently by values of x for which dix minus djx is equal to 0. Common practice is to identify the decision boundary between two classes by the single function dijx equal to dix minus djx, which is equal to 0. Thus, dijx greater than 0 for patterns of class wi and dijx less than 0 for patterns of class wj. Patterns used for parameter estimation are called training patterns or training sets. Sets of patterns of known classes that are not used for training but are used instead to test the performance of a particular recognition approach referred to as test or independent patterns or sets. One approach used for forming pattern vector when dealing with registered multispectral images is to stock the images and then form vectors from corresponding pixels in the images. Matching. Recognition techniques based on matching represent each class by a prototype pattern vector. An unknown pattern is assigned to the class to which it is closest in terms of a predefined metric. The simplest approach is the minimum distance classifier, which, as its name implies, computes the Euclidean distance between the unknown and each of the prototype vectors. It chooses the smallest distance to make a decision. Pattern matching using minimum distance classifiers. Suppose that we define the prototype of each pattern class to be the mean vector of the patterns of that class. Mj is equal to 1 upon nj into summation of xj for x belongs to wj. J is equal to 1 to up to w, where nj is the number of pattern vectors from class wj and the summation is taken over those vectors. W is the number of pattern classes. One way to determine the class membership of an unknown pattern vector x is to assign it to the class of its closest prototype. Using the Euclidean distance to determine closeness reduces the problem of computing the distance measures. Djx is equal to nearest integer of x minus mj for j equal to 1 to up to w. We then assign x to class wi if dix is the smallest distance. That is, the smallest distance implies the best match in this formulation. It is not difficult to show that selecting the smallest distance is equivalent to evaluating the functions djx equal to transpose of x into mj minus 1 upon 2 into transpose of mj into mj for j equal to 1 to up to w, and assigning x to class wi if dix yields the largest numerical value. This formulation agrees with the concept of a decision function as defined in equation 1. From equations 2 and 5, the decision boundary between classes wi and wj for a minimum distance classifier is dijx equal to dix minus djx, which is equal to transpose of x into mi minus mj minus 1 half into transpose of mi minus mj into mi minus mj, which is equal to 0. The surface given by equation 6 is the perpendicular bisector of the line segment joining mi and mj. For n equal to 2, the perpendicular bisector is a line. For n equal to 3, it is a plane, and for n greater than 3, it is called a hyperplane. Figure 2 shows two pattern classes extracted from the iris samples. The two classes iris versicolor and iris setosa, denoted W1 and W2 respectively, have sample mean vectors M1 equal to transpose of 4.3 1.3 and MT equal to transpose of 1.5 0.3. From equation 5, the decision functions are d1x equal to transpose of x into m1 minus 1 half into transpose of m1 into m1, which is equal to 4.3x1 plus 1.3x2 minus 10.1, and d2x equal to transpose of x m2 into 1 half transpose of m2 into m2, which is equal to 1.5 x1 plus 0.3 x2 minus 1.17. From equation 6, the equation of the boundary is d1 to x equal to d1x minus d2x, which is equal to 2.x1 plus 1.0 x2 minus 8.9, which is equal to 0. In practice, the minimum distance classifier works well when the distance between means is large compared to the spread or randomness of each class with respect to its mean. The minimum distance classifier yields optimum performance in terms of minimizing the average loss of misclassification when the distribution of each class about its mean is in the form of spherical hypercloud in n-dimensional pattern space. The simultaneous occurrence of large mean separations and relatively small class spread occur seldom in practice unless the system designer controls the nature of the input. An excellent example is provided by systems designed to read stylized character fonts such as the familiar American Bankers Association E13B font character set. As figure 3 shows, this particular font set consists of 14 characters that were purposely designed on a 9 by 7 grid in order to facilitate their reading. The characters usually are printed in ink that contains finely ground magnetic material. Prior to being read, the ink is subjected to a magnetic field which accentuates each character to simplify detection. In other words, the segmentation problem is solved by artificially highlighting the key characteristics of each character. The characters typically are scanned in a horizontal direction with a single slit reading head that is narrower but taller than the characters. As the head moves across a character, it produces a one-dimensional electrical signal that is a signature conditioned to be proportional to the rate of increase or decrease of the character area under the head. For example, consider the waveform associated with the number 0 in figure 3. As the reading head moves from left to right, the area seen by the head begins to increase, producing a positive derivative, a derivative rate of change. As the head begins to leave the left leg of the 0, the area under the head begins to decrease, producing a negative derivative. When the head is in the middle zone of the character, the area remains nearly constant, producing a zero derivative. This pattern repeats itself as the head enters the right leg of the character. The design of the font ensures that the waveform of each character is distinct from that of all others. It also ensures that the peaks and zeros of each waveform occur approximately on the vertical lines of the background grid on which these waveforms are displayed as shown in figure 3. The E13B font has the property that sampling the waveforms only at these points yields enough information for their proper classification. The use of magnetized ink aids in providing clean waveforms, thus minimizing scatter. Designing a minimum distance classifier for this application is straightforward. We simply store the sample values of each waveform and let each set of samples represented as a prototype vector mj, which is equal to 1 to up to 14. When an unknown character is to be classified, the approach is to scan it in the manner just described, express the grid samples of the waveform as a vector x, and identify its class by selecting the class of prototype vector that yields the highest value in equation 5. High classification speeds can be achieved with analog circuits composed of register banks. Here is the end of the first presentation on object recognition. Thank you.